Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Ann, and on my channel I review foreign show. We travel around the world consuming excellent content from our cultures, right? And in the process we're just enjoying cultures and language and food, and it's just fantastic. So if that's something you're getting into or love to do, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right space. Go ahead and subscribe, turn that notification button on, give me a like if you like this video, so that the next time I'm reviewing another excellent show, you will be notified. Last week we were in South America, Argentina, and today we're back to one of our favorites, South Korea. South Korea, oh my gosh, right now on Netflix, they're just killing it. They have so many new selections just coming at us so fast, and it's just fantastic. So today I'm back to review one from South Korea. It's called Record of Youth. It actually just ended yesterday. It was just a really fantastic show. So let's get started and review this one. And by the way, I'm just gonna start off by saying if you watched Reply 1988, then you definitely recognize this actor who's playing the lead. We see Bogum Park is here. I so loved him in Reply 1988. I reviewed the whole series, so check down below to review that, to see the review. That was so excellent. And the female lead in this one is Seo-joon Park, who I love. Her hair was so beautiful. I love the red hair. That was so pretty. But just to give you an idea of what the show is about, obviously it's focused on Bogum Park's character, who is a young model, also aspiring actor, and let's just say comes from a family that is, you know, I wouldn't say poor, but struggling financially. So he's had to be independent as far as making his own money and just trying to make it in this really crazy world of being a model and being an actor. We all know how hard that is anywhere, right? And they also introduce his friend, who's being played by Woo-seok, Bien. And the contrast is that he comes from a very rich family. He's also a model actor. They work together. But then what's interesting is Bogum Park's mother works for Woo-seok's family as a maid. So that really creates interesting issues. I felt like this show addressed a lot of like issues. Like there was classism, there was how, you know, crazy and, you know, like a doggy world, if you will, of the modeling world or acting world, how hard that is to break through. I love that they also explored the friendships. Like I really loved when they did his friends, you know, obviously Seo-young being one of his other friends that he grew up with, as well as Seo-hyun Kwon was his other. So there was the three of them. They were always best friends. They kind of they all worked in the same area of modeling and acting. Seo-hyun's character was more in the, you know, like in the photography area. So he'd be there when they're doing photo shoots and things like that. But I just so love that they never lost their friendship, even as relationship, you know, their fame came up and down. Their friendship was always there and real. So I loved that they showed that, because, you know, friendships could be affected, you know, if you become more famous or more wealthy or whatever, you can forget where you came from. I love that that was not lost there. I love the relationship between Bogum's relationship with his grandfather. Oh, that was so touching. The fact that they would sleep in the same room and should always encourage him, and Grandpa was just so fond of him. That was so interesting. I loved how they explored the relationship of grandpa to father, you know, Bogam's father's relationship with his own father, and then Bogam's relationship with his own father. That was very interesting. And it was just interesting to show, like, because grandpa didn't give father love, then father does the same thing to the son. But I so loved how they rubbed that together, where there's that awareness of like, wow, you know, maybe I wasn't very supportive. You know, grandpa always felt bad because he almost like messed up his life and didn't give his son a chance or provide for him. And then son, you know, who is Bogam's father, always felt bitter towards his father because he felt like his father was never there for him. But then he goes ahead and does the same to his own son, although to him in his mind he's thinking, I'm being hard on him because I want him to succeed, you know, and be independent. On the other hand, obviously, Bogam is hoping and wanting approval from his father, who doesn't give it to him right away, which I love. You have to watch to the end to see how that evolves. That was so touching. That was so real. That is so like real life, really. I also loved, obviously, there was the love interest that he had with So-young Park. You know, it's almost like she grew up seeing him in magazines because he was a model and he was her favorite. And just think about the thought about dating like your celebrity crush. That was her. So I was just like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't end up being like, you know how like what we have in mind about celebrities, and then you meet them in real person and you're just like, oh, that's not who I thought you were. What's interesting is that he was even better than that, which was so nice to watch, and how down to earth he was. And you have to keep watching how their relationship evolve, just because the more he keeps going in the modeling world and in the acting world, he obviously blows up big. Now what happens to their relationship, that now he's become this big huge superstar. She's a makeup artist, and it's like, you know, he's gotten very busy. That's affecting their relationship. So what happens there? I don't do spoilers here, because what's the use of you watching it if I tell you, right? You have to watch it for yourself, just because it's so much better when you experience it. So I loved, they had a lot of different themes going on: family, friendship, romance. I also was interesting to see, obviously, I think they also really give you a good taste of like how like crude the world of acting and modeling or whatever that is. That one manager, he was a snake. Like and he is not even shameful. Like, first you treat him really bad, and then now that he's made it big, you want him back. Oh, I wanted to jump in my TV and grab him by the neck. Like, wow, just frustrating, right? But it was nice to see when he went with his new agent and how she took care of him. Oh, I loved their relationship. Like, it's just really fantastic to watch. But all in all, such an excellent show. I loved it. And by the way, my Korean friends, how many cameos did we have of different actors coming in? Seo-joon Park made a cameo during, like, it was supposed to be like an award season, and he presented Bogam Park's character with an award. That was nice to see him. You know how we loved him from Itaewon Class. What's Wrong with Secretary, I forget what it was. I think it was called What's Wrong with Secretary 1 or something like that. Excellent show. Search it up. Just search up Park Si-joon's character and you will see his work. He's an excellent actor. It was really nice to see, who else made a cameo? Oh, Hye-ra, is that how you say her name? Hye-ra made a cameo. She was his love interest in Reply 1988. I love that. I was just like, directors are just like, let's just remind them, you know, because they had a really excellent relationship. The other person, I think somebody else, Oh yeah, Seo-Hyun-jin also made a cameo. We loved her in Another Miss O. That was so fantastic. So really, in general, just an excellent show. South Korea does not disappoint. Please go ahead and watch this. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I just loved it. I felt like it covered a lot of issues, like I said, friendship, family, romance. It also covered the aspect of youth, like, you know, almost like in your 20s, you're trying to find yourself. And then obviously, there was a quote that said, in your 20s, you can blame others for mistakes. But once you become 30, now you can't blame anybody, right? You're old enough to know better. So that means you should, if you make any mistakes, this time it's on you, right? But yeah, but just an excellent, excellent show. Please go ahead and watch it. It's on Netflix. All 16 seasons are out now. Episodes are out, so you can binge watch. It's just fantastic. Check out the other South Korean shows that are out there. Oh, I'm watching Startup. That is very good. I'll review that when it's done. I'm also watching Private Lives. Oh, that is so good. And then we also have the Dololoso or something like that. You'd have to look it up in Netflix, but just, oh, South Korea is giving us really excellent content as usual. But once again, thank you so much for joining me. 감사합니다. Please go ahead and subscribe, turn that notification button on so that the next time I'm reviewing another show, you're notified. We may be in Taiwan next time. I haven't done Taiwan, which is one of my other loves next to South Korea. So I'm glad we have new shows coming up, and that will be really fantastic to review. But once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again when I review another excellent foreign show. Deuces!